Hello and welcome. We are the Red Devils Advocates. I am Andy, joined with Sean and Tyrone. How is everyone doing?
Very well.
Very well. Blessed, as usual.
Yes, there's good reason for that.
Damn right.
We've just-
I just thought I should say that straight away, man, but
we've just beaten Southampton. It's been one of the tougher games, 3-2 at the St. Mary's Stadium. How is everyone feeling about that game?
Amazing. I thought that my prediction was coming to fruition.
This guy's prediction is scary, man. I don't trust him, man. When you predict some matches, you kind of have to think, oh, is Sean going to be right? Because it's going his way already. At half time, I was like, yep, you know what? I think it's over,
When I saw that half-line score, I didn't want to believe. I was like, oh, why am I always right when it comes to this stuff?
Hello, man.
But,
yeah. So I saw some highlights of the game, and it looks like we are still suffering when it comes to defending set pieces. The free kick, I don't think there was much that we could have done about it because Ward-Prowse is one ahead of a free kick taker. He's just a specialist when it comes to that. But the corners are always going to be, give and take, but I feel that we're notoriously bad at defending corners. I think Ollie likes a zonal marking thing, doesn't he? And I can't stand zonal marking. I hate it. Yeah. I think it's wrong. It's like the great debate. Like, man marking all the way. You've got to mark the man. And like for like, you don't put Fred to mark, your 6 feet guys in Southampton. So it started off all wrong.
To be fair to Ollie, it's once again one of those ones where he's still learning what works with the team. Like we see from the match in Istanbul, he's tried something different again, and it nearly didn't work this time.
Yeah,
and obviously we spoke about in the last pod of our views on sticking to set formations and other people's views on feeling free to mix it up because otherwise you go insane. And there's arguments for both sides, but the key mistakes that we keep making, they need to be improved on. And the fact that in the last 2 matches we conceded free kicks of the same standard in the same way, you have to pay attention to those kind of things. Maybe De Gea should take that extra step to the right, and he'd be able to reach and save both of those free kicks.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was pretty much the same free kick, and it went in pretty much the same way. Maybe David could do better there. I know Roy Keane will probably say something along those lines. He should be saving that.
That's his job, fam. That's not world-class save. That's a simple save. I could have done that myself. Right, man.
Well, something that has been embedded in the United DNA is you don't stop fighting. You don't stop playing until the final whistle goes. And you never know what happens after the final whistle goes. So you just keep fighting. And yeah, it was harsh, but I think it was the right move to make. David De Gea got an injury, God forbid, but he got an injury. I'm looking at Tyrone here. My guy here put a hit out on my guy.
I'm not involved. He hurt himself. No one did it. He hurt himself.
No one did it. He wasn't in the parking lot.
If he just positioned himself better for that free kick, he wouldn't have hurt himself like that. But he did. Unfortunate, but he should. He should have been like a couple little bits, as Sean said, a couple little steps to the right a bit, because It's kind of De Gea's job to kind of study these guys, free kick takers, and see what they like doing, you know, and what they're capable of. Because, you know, that wasn't me. But, you know, I'm just saying, he should have studied them like how he studied people that take penalties. Just saying. His loss, not mine.
So,
Henderson! Hold the line!
God forbid David De Gea. He got taken off for Henderson, who's also a great keeper in his own right.
I hope he's okay, though. No, honestly, deep down inside, I hope he's okay. We kind of need him as well.
Of course,
he's not bad. He's not a bad keeper. It's just sometimes he's sus, you know. He has these little sus moments, you know.
Once again, though, like last week, we were talking about how well De Gea was doing, and like we were praising him and saying that his form has improved drastically over the last few weeks. Like this is now our 4th win in a row. Like that is huge for our form right now. And De Gea had a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
And God forbid.
God forbid he's out for any long time, but we need him right now, real talks. Even though we have Henderson and Romero that actually are solid keepers too, but you know, I hope he's okay because we need rotation, you know. But maybe it's time to take a break. He's been fancy a bit too much recently. You know? Maybe it's time for him to take a little 1 week sleep. I come back again.
I know that meant to sound innocent, but that sounded very devilish.
Hey, man, I'm trying to be reasonable. He's okay, bro. The God will bless him. Just saying. But you know, I just want to say, like, you know, he's gonna be okay. Don't worry.
He's gonna be okay.
Yes, of course. We hope David, you know, makes a quick recovery and comes back. But United fans are a select few who don't have to worry when the number 1 is away, because you know number 2 is Henderson, number 3 is Romero. We are fine. Like I'm not, you know, no one's worried. No one's worried.
The only thing I'm scared about was Telles tired, or did he pull something?
We will find out.
Sure. Yeah,
because the way he came off looked a bit sus, but the commentator tried to say because he's tired. But the way he was holding his little grain, I kind of was scared. You know.
Oh no.
Williams ain't gonna do it for him. You know, not right now. Telles has been foul. 2 games he's been. That's what.
And we still have Luke Shaw to come back. So I guess if Telles was to go now, Williams would be the next in line, and he didn't have good showings at the end of last season. We can only hope he's learned from the mistakes in last season. But yeah, I mean, he's not the fan favorite left back right now. I'll put it that way. But the substitution I wanted to talk about at halftime was Greenwood off, Cavani on. Obviously, one of those went on to get an assist and 2 goals, staking his claim as the best number 7 since Michael Owen.
Is that Michael Owen? I feel so old.
But I mean, look at the number 7s we've had since. But
Cavani did well.
He did very well. But I wanted to see what you guys were thinking about Greenwood. Obviously, he's been beaten pillar to post by the media for the last few weeks. It all started around, you know, the England-Iceland game where he was up to nonsense in the hotels, and it's just gotten worse and worse. There's just been, you know, whether it's been true or not, there's just been allegation in the press. He was accused of being the Premier League player arrested, and that wasn't true. There was no evidence. Obviously, his friend who got released by the Man City Academy took his own life, and that's got to have affected him. And he's been thrown into this game.
Yeah.
He didn't have a good game, clearly. And I think this... Obviously, it was the right decision. But is this going to hurt him long term? Tyrone, what do you think?
Honestly, really, truly, he has to play him for him to get his confidence back so he can focus. Because if you keep leaving him on the bench and he's going to get like attacked by the media every day, I just feel like it's going to slowly bring his confidence down. He needs to play and kind of silence them, because you know how media is. Once they start playing good, they're like, oh, they're an angel now, you know. Because once they play bad, it's like attacking with everything. Fair enough, he put all the England players at risk when he did the hotel thing. Fair enough. But the other guy, what's happened to him though?
Oh,
Is he okay?
nothing. Foden's fine.
Yeah, no media went for a minute.
No, they're not attacking him. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
You know, I know sometimes Harry Maguire can say some suspect stuff, yeah, but
one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah. one in the interview, yeah, Harry Maguire said like the media just attacking Man United. I just feel like that's what's going on right now. Like every Man United player, if they do one, but you know, we've always been under the microscope. You know, back in the days when Ryan Giggs did his nonsense, Rooney did his nonsense, media was on it. Like, bro, Rooney was kissing up another girl, and he has a wife at home and kids. You know, I just feel like it's just the new era of attack Man United's players when they do something wrong. Because what is it? They went after Rashford. Rashford's just a saint now. You know, he's just feeding kids, doing all of that. Big up to his work and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
But now, once he
absolutely amazing man.
Yeah, you know, and after that, when everyone's seeing he's doing good, no one's on him again. Like they was when they were like,
they're still there. There's still things here and there.
They're still there, but it's not as heavy as Greenwood. Because right now, everyone's just keep attacking him, and because he's a young English player, this is what happens. Like imagine if he was Spanish, or maybe this media wouldn't be attacking him like that. I just think because he's an English player now. It's like he's underneath a bigger microscope. Like, plus he has the Man United badge on him as well. It's like, hey, let me see. Oh, you tripped over. Hey, he tripped over because he was drunk. You know, just finding simple ways to take him down. But honestly, if he has a bad game and he has a good game, I still feel like Oli did the right thing to give him some playing time, just to give him the confidence that the manager has your back. Because right now. Yeah, because you know you could say these footballers now take things on media like to heart sometimes. You know, fair enough, but it's kind of like just knowing the manager got your back is all he really needs, and knows that his teammates have his back. He doesn't really need to worry about the media, but the media has been really bad on him since then. You know, then you know they attacked him even more, and like it's just like, and I feel like maybe. Mentally, because his friend passed away, sadly, I feel like that can affect him as well, because that can affect anyone, no matter who you are, no matter how old you are. Losing one of your best friends can actually kind of affect you. So maybe just give him time, but I still feel like you can play him. It's not like, yeah, he did have a bad game, but I just feel like still playing him will make him still keep his confidence, because if you stop playing him, and he's bombarded every time saying, oh, Green was doing this, oh, he's doing that. But yeah, but it's kind of like, yeah, I know he's young, but he's gonna have to kind of build up a big fat shield to protect himself from the media's nonsense. Because you know the media will never change. 10 years from now, they'll still be doing the same thing. It's just a different guy behind the pen, you know. So you just as a player, you just have to big up. Like just get a big fat shield and just block out all the negatives from media and stuff, and just listen to the football, and you know, because if you make it get to you, that's when you slowly start to go down. You know, we've seen it too much times with players, but I just don't feel like it's kind of fair that he's getting all of that, but the other player that was with him, basically, no one is like behind the pass. You know. Just saying, like, I just feel like, you know, maybe because he has the Manchester United badge on him, he's on a bigger Microsoft than Man City players, but, you know, because this is the only, because we're the biggest club, we're the only club that get this sort of nonsense, really, truly, recently. Because I don't know, has any other club has got this type of media assault on a player?
Been over the years. There's been quite a few players that I can think of that have had this kind of, like, targeted...
Yeah,
like media attention.
Yeah, you know, like when Sterling went through his, I feel like they can't go to Man City now because they went for Sterling back, you know, last time. So I think they're trying to move on to another target. But I feel like Oli did the right thing, playing him, giving him even half time, you know, 45 minutes ball. That's good enough, really, truly. So just because he had a bad game, I don't feel like he should stop playing him. He should carry on playing him when he needs to. If he does have to play next game, but if he has to play him. Don't feel like you should leave him there on the bench for him to keep getting media in it. Because, as I said, if he plays good and he starts scoring goals, the media will slowly just move away. And that's how he has to try and get away with it. Because, media will never stop. But yeah, that's my point about it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, sure. What do you think?
So there's several things from your question itself and then what Tyrone said that all link up, but it will kind of take away from the point of the Southampton match and back into the Istanbul match. So I'll try and save that bit for after. But as to the Cavani switch in, pro plays. Obviously, we discussed during the match, who would you have taken off instead of Greenwood? Obviously, trying to get Greenwood that more play time and everything. Personally, would have taken off Matic. We're 2-0 down, we need to score. But then, as you said yourself, our defence is shaky. So I can understand taking off I don't want to say he's like a deer in the headlights, but he wasn't having his best performance. And so it makes sense why you would swap out an attacker for someone who was ready. And what I've noticed as well, the link-up play between Bruno and Cavani since the Everton match, there is good chemistry between them. And you can see that with all the goals that they've been scoring, like either assisting each other or getting individual goals. Generally, the other one is within their vicinity, which I'm finding absolutely amazing because you need more than one star player. And as I said, as much as I didn't want Cavani there, the fact that he's also helping Bruno lead the team, it's great. We need more players like that who are going to step up and actually be the, what's he said, best number 7 since Michael Owen.
Yeah.
But so as for the confidence thing, obviously he has had a massive shock to his system. You can see that within his form. You can see that with him not being played as much. But there are players in the team who are going to be there helping him. So this is the point that brings back to Istanbul. In the post-match interview with Bruno, they asked him why he didn't go for the hat-trick and why he gave Rashford the penalty. And he states that in the previous match, he told Rashford that he would let him take the next penalty. And his reasoning behind that was because Rashford hadn't been in the form that he had prior, and he wanted him to get his confidence back because he's a top goal scorer and he is an important player to the team. Now, if you have people like that leading the team and are willingly giving away 2 hat-tricks to 2 different people to try and get them in form, and it's worked. Yep. If he gave Cavani his first goal, how many goals has Cavani scored now? And he's given Rashford his time in the light again, and they've both been playing brilliantly. Granted, Rashford had his goal disallowed when was it, in the Istanbul match as well for an offside call. But overall, it's players like that are bringing the players who don't have that confidence back into the spot, and we need more of that. That's what United's about. It's about teamwork. It's about, as we've said before, playing for the badge, playing for the team. And it's actually remarkable to think that a player who's been here for not even a year, and he's having this much impact on not just the pitch but the players around him as well, and he's being so humble about it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I did catch that as well after the Istanbul game. I thought it was just such a mature answer. It's what you expect from a leader, and there are several leaders in the club, and I think Bruno is one of the premier leaders in our club right now. I think we all feel he should be the next captain, and we all feel it's a matter of time.
Yes.
It's just the way he carries himself on and off the pitch. With the goals, the penalties, the way he attacks the other team's players, the way he defends his players, against refs, against the press. He is just a model player, and it's crazy because why were we missing this before? It's what he's doing is quite simple in theory. Like he's just defending his players, he's backing them, but he's also got this ferocity behind him, and like it was not there before he came. And there were several people who came in the club last summer. Yeah, Bruno has definitely been, the person that has changed everything, our fortunes. And yeah, we are on a winning streak, as Sean has noted, 4 games, 8 away wins in a row, I think. So that's a bit mad. Let's look at Istanbul. Let's look back in the week. Now, obviously, the first time we met Istanbul, we got clotted.
Yeah, man. We were too. I feel like we were too hype in that match, man. We thought, the easy game, fam. Then our defense was missing, but look what happened next time. Our defense was solid, and we just buried them like we should have the first time. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
A team like that can't come to United and be like, yeah, we're gonna give you a tough match.
The thing is that they can. Because let's be real, like if they've made it to the Champions League, it means that they are the best in their country. Yeah, so they are a threat. Yeah, if you look at like Premiership teams, it doesn't matter what position they're in, they are still a threat.
Sure.
So, granted, yes, like we've mocked them because they are OAPFC, but at the end of the day, like they showed us why they were there. They showed us why their position in that spot, like it's why it was theirs and not someone else's.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the moment that we had our defense back and our captain wasn't playing left wing as opposed to his actual position, change the match drastically.
It just feels like, when you're back, at school and your teacher's got a day off for whatever reason, and then you get a supply teacher. And then all the students look at each other and it's like, all right, we get a free day to do whatever we want. And, they just run wild. I feel like that's what happened in the first Istanbul game. We had, as you said, we had right backs at right wing. We had centre backs playing striker. We had no one in our own half. It sounded like, some dodgy FIFA Street game. Now it feels like we got a bit more discipline this time around. Like people are in their zones and people were more disciplined. It looked like it could have been a long night for Istanbul because we were finally bringing it to a team that wasn't really bringing it back to us. They had a few moments here and there, I feel, but from the first kick it looked like we were here to make them pay, and we did. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes was fantastic once again. I don't know how many times we've said it. He has been, without a doubt, the best player at the club since he's arrived. No one has outperformed Bruno consistently since January.
When you look at midfield and you take out Bruno, and I'll allow Pogba because Pogba can actually pass when he wants to.
No. I said the same thing to Faheen. No, we're not having it. We're not having it.
You're not protecting him no more.
I'm not gonna lie.
I never protected him. I never did.
Okay. If you take out Bruno out of the midfield, who in the midfield can pass?
Van de Beek.
Bruno, Van de Beek.
Oh yeah, Van de Beek. Van de Beek can come out of that. But who out of those two?
Take those two out.
One matter.
Why you say one matter? Not even Pogba, bro.
He looked after the ball better. He does the 5-yard pass. He's class.
But I'm just saying, none of our midfield, the rest of our midfielders don't really have a ball. Like they don't have the vision to pass the ball. Really,
what I will say is, I have defended Pogba for a very long time.
It's time to put him up.
I'm tired of backing.
The thing is, why he had the audacity to say playing for France is a fresh breath, Why?
Yeah.
Why is he that?
See, here's the thing, yeah.
He wants media to attack him, right?
Maguire has had more shots on goal and has scored more goals than Pogba this season.
You're lying.
According
Wait,
to the
what?
stats that I checked today,
Harry Maguire has
Maguire-
more shots on target.
according to the stats that I checked today, they're supposed to be updated daily. Yeah, it's from the Premiership site. Right? It has all of the current Premiership type, the stats and everything, and it's supposed to be updated daily. Yeah. Apparently, Maguire has had more shots on target and has scored more goals than Pogba this season. Yeah, we a good solid 10 games into the season.
Harry Maguire, who nearly got locked up.
Yeah, so I don't want none of that. Oh, Pogba's great. Pogba's this. Pogba's that. Yes, we all acknowledge that he's a good player. He's not a good player for United. The fact that Fridge Maguire is doing the better job at having shots on target than a midfielder, I don't want to hear about it. I said the same thing to Faheen in the last pod. I'm going to say it to you as well because you weren't there. No Pogba. I don't want him near the pitch. I don't want him near the pitch,
No,
Darren.
Pogba.
Yeah,
All right,
No,
cool.
Pogba.
How much we selling Pogba for? How much? How much you gonna sell him for?
20 quid and a pack of skips.
He said 20 quid. I know. You know what? Yeah,
That's a
I
big loss,
really,
you know.
I really think it.
Hey,
If
man, loss, I
Pogba-
don't care.
Hey,
Hey,
man,
man,
if Pogba's really gonna dip in January, I think we actually might get Sancho. You know, just thinking about it. If he actually tries and dips in January,
How confident are you in signing Sancho in January?
bro.
92% club.
I told Sean this. Yeah, I have more chance of us buying Ronaldo than Sancho. That just proves my hope.
He has actually told me that. He genuinely believes that we can sign Ronaldo in the summer.
Honestly, if the Juve thing is proper serious and they say they can't pay for his wages no more, bringing back Ronaldo is just gonna be it should be priority.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's gonna happen, but that's how my faith in the Sancho deal is right now. Because right now, in a month's time we got that other winger coming, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is he gonna be a first-time player? Is he gonna be one of those
No.
guys?
He's 17, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's 17.
Yeah. He's a kid. To put things in perspective, he had 15 minutes today.
Yeah.
So
And
he's
I
not
don't believe
gonna
he scored.
No, he's not gonna walk into the first 11.
So he's gonna be like the one we got from
Yeah, Pelistri.
yeah, and he's just gonna pay for the under 21s. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what Ollie's doing now. He's just trying to grab all the youngs and develop them himself. I see it.
I mean, but the thing is, we have Greenwood,
Mm-hmm.
we have Mata,
Yeah.
we have
One matter.
we have Daniel James.
Don't worry. I feel like Mato's gonna go next season.
Why is this man number 5 in the list, but then he's a big purchase like that?
I don't know.
That is 4 players ahead of him, and
I
you're
know.
spending that kind of money on him, and you just no, I don't want Sancho. But then if you didn't spend that money on him, you could have got Sancho.
It won't make sense if you buy Sancho now. Honestly, if you buy Sancho, I don't understand what the point is now because he bought so much wingers. No, it's like
I believe that Ollie did want Sancho in the summer.
but you got
I do believe that as soon as the season ended, he believed Sancho was coming.
yeah.
Give it a couple of weeks. I believe Ed Woodward has buggered him.
Mm-hmm.
He promised him Sancho and provided 2 kids who no one knows. Obviously, cost savings. I
Yeah.
don't know if Sancho is going to come. But I do believe that we are a better team without Pogba at the moment.
I know, right?
And I personally don't care whether he plays for us again anymore because
Yeah.
I'm tired. I don't want to have to worry like a parent every time international break comes along that he's going to say something stupid like, oh, I think everybody has had problems with the club. Everyone has had their problems. I think it's time for me to go. Then piss off.
I like playing for France, but Man United are bullies.
Oh, I prefer playing for France. Okay, I understand that, but don't say that. Like
I know,
you can
man. He
think
straight
it,
up
you
basically
can
said
think
it.
it, but don't say that.
I
Come
know
on.
he straight up just said, "Oh." Then the French manager of their team legit comes out and says it. Says something related to it. It's like, come on, fam. What you trying to pull? Like some coup to get him out of the club, bro. If he wants to go, he can go, bro. You think Ollie care if Pogba gets up and leave? With that money, we can buy 2 maybe decent set of defensive mids, maybe.
Yeah, I think Oli was hesitant to drop Pogba, and the injury has forced his hand. And Van der Beek has, he's performed whenever he brought on. So
Yeah.
like that's a sign that he didn't want, but he got, and it was cheap, and he's paying dividends now. I think it might be a move to get Pogba to move on as soon as, because I think his 1 year has been triggered. I don't know if we're in his final year now or his final years after this season. I think it's after this season because
I think so. I think he's got 2 or a year and a half now left.
Yeah, because him and Ronaldo have the same amount of time left on their contracts. And there have been people saying, because the money is just not there in football right now, so let's say, a lot of people are going to do swap deals instead of actual signings. So I can see either a Pogba Ronaldo swap or Pogba being sold to get the funds for Sancho or something like that. It's clear that we're missing a right winger. That is clear as day. Like we're trying to put, square pegs in round holes, or round. I don't know how the saying goes, but we're trying to put players.
It was that one, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. We're trying to put players that just don't fit. Like Van der Beek is not a right winger. Mata is not a right winger.
To be fair, he played Rashford at right wing today. He had Rashford on the right, and with Bruno in behind Cavani, it worked. I know it might not be the call that most United players want, obviously putting Martial back to left, but again, we spoke about it last time. Like Martial, yes, he is a good number 9, but he's not been doing wonders.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, if you're not performing to the best of your ability, there's someone else who will. And he can play on left wing. He used to enjoy it quite a bit. So let's see how that goes. If he still doesn't perform there, then we may need to drop him for a bit as well. Like make him earn his place back. But all these entitled players who are like, oh yeah, I can walk into a team because this is my name. Like it's not been working for us.
Yeah. It's interesting. People have said Martial is the best number 9 and number 11 at the club. The best striker and the best left winger. I definitely think he's the best left winger we've got. And I think if we play Cavani at strike, we can definitely get away with putting Martial on the left. I think Martial will appreciate game time over not playing at all. And today we saw against Southampton a proper striker, and I feel like I'm eating some humble pie now because the play has been so different. He has bullied the defense. His movement was so good today. Like even when he wasn't scoring,
the flying header.
I told you, like he saw the ball coming. He just went.
I saw Van Persie back in his prime. I'm just like,
trust me, man. All I'm seeing is, man, he's not afraid to header the ball in any scenario. As I'm trying to say, when people say Martial's a striker, I'm like, he's not. I've given up on him. He's not a striker no more. Put him back on the wing.
No, it's not fair to say that. Yeah, like I said, he is still a good striker, but for right now, he needs to find his adjustments. Yeah, he needs to take a step back, realign himself, whatever, and get back into the form that we're used to. It's not fair to say that he can't be playing there anymore. Because imagine he's in form, have him and Cavani up front together. Yeah, like the Martial from the end of last season, Cavani in form now. Yeah, Rashford on the left, Sancho on the right, Bruno in behind them. Mate,
okay,
that would be scenes.
But you want? Well, who's better up front, though, Rashford or Martial?
Martial, 100%.
Martial's better up front.
100%.
That's all I want to know. Cool.
I think Martial's just a better player. Like we've had that debate for a few years.
That's the thing,
I just think Martial's a better player.
Hasn't he got a couple of years on him though? Isn't he like 1 or 2 years older?
Probably. I think so. Actually, Rashford's actually quite young. Yeah.
Rashford is very young.
Rashford's
So,
only like 21.
Either 21,
Nuts when you
22,
think
something
about
like that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like that couple years might be the difference between him and Martial's skill levels.
it's true.
Yeah. Just saying, Cavani was a beautiful man today.
The play was exquisite.
You know,
It
all
was.
the ones. This must hurt the guys that proper said, "Why are we buying Cavani for, fam? We don't need him."
The thing is, like, I also ate humble pie. Yeah, like I said, I don't want him there. Like today, I still don't want him. Like, I'd rather Martial in form. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I love the link up play between Cavani and Bruno that's happening. Yeah,
Mhm.
like if you look at Cavani's first goal, yeah, Bruno takes a shot. Cavani's like, nah, fam, this is mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, but at the same time, I'd rather that be Martial. I would rather us had spent that money on someone who has more time at the club. Cavani might be here for a season. He might be here for like maybe 3 seasons at most.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather someone who's going to be here for the next 10 seasons.
Yeah.
But
I'm those are hard to get nowadays, you know. Just saying.
I know, but like,
if you look at our current, hard to get, you know. Those guys that will stay at a club for 10 years, you know.
Yeah, but if you look at our current squad, like, look how young everyone is.
I know.
Obviously, there's a good few players that I would happily replace, but like realistically, these are going to be players that we're going to see in 5 to 10 years, at least a handful of them.
Yeah, true. I had that. To be honest, our only 10-year man right now, I feel like he's going to be De Gea, bro. If he doesn't carry
another 10 years.
I feel like De Gea will
for like 10 years. He's like in the 30s.
Hey, De Gea if De Gea doesn't keep up with these Real Madrid antics every summer, and actually don't pull it, I feel like he's going to be one of the players in this era where he's just going to stay here until he's old, fam, and just retire here. Because if he moves to Real Madrid in 2 years' time, he's a traitor, bro. I don't care how long he's been there for. He's a damn right traitor, fam. You can't just leave us like that. I'm being dead right.
I mean, to be fair, like Schmeichel went to Man City. Yeah.
Yeah, that
and
is
what
horrific.
happened to him?
That was the thing that. Well, Neville ignored him in the tunnel. That's what happened to him.
Yeah. You see? Yeah. And what happened when he joined Man City? What happened after that? Did he go up? No.
Yeah, but like let's be honest here. De Gea hasn't got the same potential that Edwin van der Sar had. Yeah, he ain't going to be here for another 10 years. That's increasing in performance each year.
No man can beat that guy. He's just too much of a legend in goal to even compare him to anyone.
Like the man was into his 40s and still making mad dives and everything. Like that was a one in a lifetime player. De Gea is not going to be doing that. De Gea has slowly been declining for the last 3 years. And and yes, his form came up a little bit, and it's great. I love to see the old De Gea back, but now he's injured. When he eventually comes back, what one are we going to get?
Are we gonna get the old De Gea that keeps making mistakes? So we're gonna get the De Gea that actually was like who kept us from relegating a season, you know, by just being in goal, him alone.
That's a very important question. I think either way we are fine, whether De Gea goes or stays. I wouldn't see De Gea as a traitor if he went to Real Madrid. I do think the only people I see as traitors who are people that defect to Liverpool or Man City.
I like that one.
It's a bit mad because like my hero Andy Cole went to Man City and no one talks about it. But whatever. I feel like in this day and age, people really shouldn't be going from United to City like that. But yeah, I think at the club right now there are quite a few players that we can see staying for quite a while. Greenwood has a long time if he gets himself back into form. So does Martial and Rashford. Obviously, I think he's one of the favorites of the locals because he's a homeboy, growing up there all his life, play for United. I don't see him going anywhere. And you got players here and there. Like Bruno can do a good few years here. Wan-Bissaka can do a good few years. Williams, if he stays fit and develops well. Tuanzebe, if he stays fit and develops well. There are a lot of players that can spend a lot of
Luke
years
Shaw,
here and it won't be wasted.
if he stops getting injured.
Yes,
Luke
if
Shaw-
he
I
stops.
He's already
Yeah.
been with us for like 7 years.
Yeah.
like,
I was
what's
gonna
the extra
say,
7?
Luke Shaw's staying 10 years whether or not he's fit. Like he's just gonna stay in the infirmary, like Phil Jones. Like them
No.
men aren't going anywhere. Phil Jones has already been here 10 years, I swear. That guy
Aye,
is not
hold
going
on.
anywhere.
Yeah, because he was around from Fergie time, and
He was
Yeah.
30 times. This coming week, we have PSG, a small club
Yeah.
in France, on Wednesday. And considering how we beat them again this season, what do you guys think about this match? Do you think he'll go further at the back again, or do you think he'll play a bit more confidently because he will be at OT? Sean, what do you think?
I think he has to play 5 at the back again. But at the end of the day, our 4 defenders aren't suited to deal with Neymar and Mbappe. Yes, Tuanzebe and oh my god,
Which position are you thinking about? Right back?
right back.
Wan-Bissaka?
Wan-Bissaka. It was Wan-Bissaka, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
It was. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even though they had them in their pocket the entire match, like the moment that you take away that extra defender, yeah, he's not going to be playing Tuanzebe. He's going to be playing Lindelof and Maguire, or Bailey and Maguire, or Maguire and Matic.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna play the same team.
I'm a bit worried now that you mention it.
Like at the end of the day, it's not a pretty tactic, but throwing more men back works against high-paced, high-attacking teams, and we have the pace up front to do the counter-attacking football. It is our specialty, as we constantly say, and I personally don't enjoy it, but it works, and you can't fault it for working. And obviously, the FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea, they figured us out. They did the same thing.
Yeah.
It messed us up, but we should have adjusted and learned from that. If PSG do the same thing, Ollie should be able to adjust quickly enough and counter that as well. Yeah, once that you like, the basis to all football is once you've taken a defeat to a set standard, then you have to learn from it. Yeah. So if we don't go in and play the same type of football of defensively holding and that lovely punting upfield,
Yes.
yeah, to our little fast boys up there, like alternatively, the way it is, PSG will do something similar, and we're going to have to play a much more like is it tiki-taka kind of passing football.
Touch and go, one touch, 5-yard passes.
And the thing is, we have a couple of players that can do that, but I'm not confident enough in that working for us. Realistically, we need a draw. That's all we need.
Yeah. Yeah, we already have 3 wins, so a draw would be nice.
A draw against PSG will basically guarantee us top.
Yeah. Tyrone, what do you think? Do you think we should go 5 at the back or 4 at the back?
Yeah, knowing Ollie, he's gonna try something suspicious, but I would feel like maybe because he doesn't really need to like go all out to get the win, he may just play 5 at the back. And like just because we have Telles now. Telles is like he knows how to play in that position. Wan-Bissaka can learn, you know. He's already been doing it recently. He's been more confident attacking as well. Notice that. But we should actually see how he tired out PSG in like the first half, make them try all they need to do. You know, make our defenders hold down Mbappe and Neymar and Di Maria. Don't know if they're gonna do that same tactic again with us. Because you know, if we shut down those 3, really and truly, their midfield ain't that fancy. So, yeah, if we do it like that, first half we go 5 at the back. Then when he sees the tiredness in the PSG team, he just turns it into a 4 at the back, then just go out like we did before. I feel like we can. And I feel like Rashford will earn PSG once again, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But I have confidence. I have confidence we can finish at the top of this group, to be honest with you. So I still feel like, 5 at the back should work against PSG. And let's hope they don't bring out anything fancy and new that Oli can't really adapt to. But I hope Oli just picks the right selection. Maybe. I don't know. He may feel confident and do 4 at the back, maybe. But we know how he is. He may actually just do 5 at the back and call it a night.
Saying we know how Oli is, he's probably going to do 3 at the back and stick all the men up front.
You know what? Imagine he did that. He did 3 at the back and just put all of them in midfield, bro. I can see it, but
and then
honestly,
have one striker.
Yeah, honestly, I honestly just feel like PSG is just a two-man army. Mbappe and Neymar are their sources. Yeah, Di Maria's up there, but you know,
I mean, he wasn't good enough for United, so
he wasn't good enough, and apparently his wife didn't like Manchester, but that's her problem, innit? Because Bruno Fernandes has come and he's enjoying it, you know. Just saying. But as I said, if we can shut down their front 3 or 2, whatever they have, PSG are not really that effective after that, you know. You know, other teams, you can be scared of their midfielders because their midfielders can do stuff. They do have a nice midfield, but I don't feel like they can produce without their front line, you know. But if you play the same team, you know, add on the good players at the time, because we did have a strong team when we faced PSG, right?
Yeah, I'd say we did.
Did we? All right, then. If you put 5 at the back and put out the right players in the right position, we should be okay. We should be. And if we win this game, do we qualify or
it's a formality. I think we would qualify if we get a draw, if we get a point from this, because we have 10. And I think the next person would have 6.
I believe so.
Second place.
So if we win or draw, it doesn't really matter anything else. The next match will just be there.
Right. Yes, yeah. So I think I agree with the two of you that I think Ollie's definitely going to set out to not lose. A 0-0 we'll take, a 1-1 we'll take. So I definitely think he will do a 5 at the back. I'm wondering whether he'll do 2 in midfield or 3 in midfield. I imagine he'll probably do 3 because that midfield battle will probably be intense. And I imagine Cavani signing actually. I can see that happening. I hope someone gives Di Maria a good knock from us. You know, welcome back to Manchester, punk. I think it should just be customary. You want to play in the Champions League, you got to give him a knock. Not injured, God forbid, but a little bit of a knock. It's just some big boy tackles, isn't it? Show him you're here. Let him know you're there.
Let Marcus Rojo play.
That's the one. That's what you get Rojo for. The man eats burnt toast for fun. He will eat Di Maria. Fucking hell.
But I have confidence that we can win that pitch. It will be a tough match. Don't get me wrong. It won't be an easy match. But if we can at least get 1 goal league or 2, we can hold that. They're not really. Because recently, Mbappe's form recently hasn't been amazing. I've been watching them.
Yeah.
Neither has other than Cavani.
Yeah, but he hasn't scored in 8 games. So
when did Martial last score?
I said
quick score prediction, guys.
Hey, I swear he scored a penalty the other day. Wait, hold on.
Oh no!
That was for international break, innit?
That was Rashford that scored. We don't count international stuff here.
No. I said before international break. Did he not score a penalty? No, the Bruno one. When Bruno gave away his hat trick again to Martial. When was that? Was that long ago? Bro?
No, Bruno gave Rashford the penalty in Istanbul, and then the other one was in against Istanbul again, Luke Shaw put across to Martial, and Martial scored a header.
Okay.
And that's a solid at least 6 matches ago. Or five
Like,
maybe 6
anyways,
matches.
Mbappe is not on 4 minutes. Yeah, he's playing in the French league. The French league ain't that spicy as the other leagues, you know. I'm just saying, innit? He's been, you know, but I'm still scared of him. He's still a dangerous guy. But I'm just saying, he might be hungry.
So,
Okay.
Sean, what do you think the score will be on Wednesday?
So, honestly, the form that we're currently going in, it's the best form we've had in a while. I think Ollie's going to be cautious. Like, we can't afford to lose, which is going to put a lot of pressure on him, which probably means that we will lose. But I'm hopeful, and I reckon it will be a draw. I reckon it will either be 0-0 or 1-1. But I think Ollie's going to be playing very, very scared football. Much like the Arsenal or the Chelsea matches.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Obviously, like, we've beaten PSG the last 2 times, so I might be wrong. He might like go full attacking, like just absolutely wipe the floor with them. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my prediction.
Taron, score predictions?
I say 3-1 to us.
2. Okay.
Wow, that's a big
Can't-
score.
Can't we have that kind of pause then?
sorry.
Yeah, that's a bit ambiguous.
The way how we've been playing, and one whole minute, yeah. I know there ain't no fans and all, but I honestly feel like either it's gonna go like this. It's gonna be 1-1. They slip up, we score 2 more. Oh yeah, they score 1 first, right? And we just come back for them. You know, just heavy. You know, no mercy. You know, because honestly, I don't feel like PSG defense is amazing like other big teams right now. So it's not like we can't like slip through their gaps and stuff. It's not like we're facing like a Liverpool team or you know, full-fledged, you know, Bayern Munich squad. So I feel like their defense is good, but they still have their little slips. So I feel
They
like
still
we
came
can
second in the Champions League last year, but
yeah, but
you can't not be comparing them to the bigger teams.
Look, that's a different season. We're in a new season now. The new face. New face, new breed, yeah? You don't judge man on their past thing. Because right now, we said Liverpool was the best team in the world, but they got beat by Aston Villa 7-2. we don't look back in the past. We look back in the present day. So I still believe 3-1 to us. It'll be a hard match, but I still feel like we can win 3-1.
I think a draw is in the cards only because Ollie's going to try and make sure he doesn't lose as opposed to go out and win. I think we'll see 1-1. I think we've got a mistake in us. I don't think we're keeping a clean sheet. And I think that Cavani will probably score again. Like, he is on the good run right now. I think that Ollie might make some mistakes. I'm preemptively saying this. I think that he's panicking, and when people panic, they tend to make mistakes. They tend to rush things. Hopefully, Tuanzebe plays, and Martial. Apparently, Martial was ill today, which is why he wasn't even on the bench. Hopefully, he is good for Wednesday, and he can do some work for us on the left. But yeah, overall, I think it'll be a draw. I don't think PSG will beat us. And to be honest, we're worse at home. Our form is not good at home.
Have faith.
I have faith that we'll get a point, and that's what we need.
We will get a point. I honestly believe we can actually get a point. It won't be that hard for us not to secure a point, to be honest with you. But we should get a point.
Right after that game, we will have West Ham on
the authorities
Saturday.
Oh, they're doing it again, Andy. They want us to lose.
I mean, we're playing on Wednesday and they've got us playing on Saturday. It's just shocking. It's just absolutely shocking.
It's a conspiracy. They want us to lose. There's higher power. Higher power.
After that Saturday game, we've got a Champions League game on Tuesday. Oh, come on, man. That's just
It's
not good enough.
disgusting.
It's not good enough.
TV broadcasters bad.
Yeah, like actually, this is a good question to ask everyone. First of all, quick predictions. Tyron, let's go with you. West Ham versus United.
2-0 to us.
Confident? Sean?
1-0 to us.
Okay, you just said 1-0. I was like 2. I was a bit afraid there. All right, cool. I think we'll. Oh, West Ham. They're a bogey team of ours, actually. I will say. I don't think we'll lose though, so I would say 2-1 to us.
Okay.
Also, yeah. So Ollie has complained over the last few weeks that the fixture listing has been atrocious. Whether it's UEFA, BT Sport, Sky Sport, whoever it is, someone needs to take the blame and actually take some responsibility for this. Jurgen Klopp has backed Ollie and said to you give the players a Wednesday match against Atalanta or PSG, and then you give them a Premier League game on Saturday against West Ham or Aston Villa or whoever it is, and then you give them a game on Tuesday. The turnaround is very, very short. And I want to know what your opinion is on this, whether there should be some sort of preferential treatment that teams that are playing in the Europa League on Thursday, they can only play their Premier League games on Sunday. And then for the teams in the Champions League, if you're playing on Tuesday, you can play on Saturday as well. But if you're playing on Wednesday, you should be playing on Sunday as well. You cannot be playing on Wednesday and then Saturday. It's too short of a turnaround. And if you're playing on Sunday, your next game in Europe shouldn't be on Tuesday. It should be on Wednesday. They should respect those rules for the players.
So, obviously, there's the whole argument of squad depth. Realistically, your reserves, your substitutes should be just as good as your first team players, which is why they're at the club in the first place. If they're not, then that's a managerial problem, and you maybe shouldn't be in those competitions in the first place. Alternatively, there's the argument of they are professional footballers. They're getting paid 200,000 plus a week. Yeah, if you can't play a match on a Sunday, have a rest on a Monday, play a match on a Tuesday, why are you getting paid that much? Surely you should be in, I don't know, maybe the Conference League.
Fair enough. So, Ollie has gone on the press conference to say he is grateful for the challenges that the Champions League presents and would rather have them than not have them. So, Sean, would you be interested in seeing that proposed idea happen maybe next season onwards? Or are you more on the lines of these players are men, they're professional footballers, sort it out?
So, obviously, the terminology you just used there of these players are men. Like, I'm certain that the female footballers have the same problems. Yeah, it doesn't matter what gender you are. If you're a professional athlete, yeah, regardless of if you're starting out or if you're at the top form, you should be able to play these fixtures. Regardless of if you're playing on a Tuesday, a Saturday, a Wednesday, a Sunday, or a Wednesday and a Saturday, at the end of the day, you'd be training in between that. Yeah, you still have a day in between to have a day off. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, we weren't match fit because we didn't have an extra 48 hours to have a quick training session in. No, the training was the match the 2 days beforehand. That was the training. Like, unless you've been injured in the match, then you have no excuse as to why you're not match fit. Because if you were match fit 2 days before, why are you not match fit now? What has happened? Have you gorged yourself on an entire chicken cake and a roast dinner? Like, I'm sure that's not how their dietary requirements go. Obviously, I can understand the pleads of the managers because, like, most teams nowadays, especially United, don't have the players in reserve up to the set standard. But then that's due to managerial and board mistakes. And they have to own up to that. Like, if you go back 10 years ago, actually, I think it might have been a bit longer, maybe like 15 years ago, we put our third team out. It wasn't even our second team. We put our third team out against a Premiership team and still battered them. Yeah, like you had literally like 17 and 18-year-olds running around the field as if they are the first team players. So why can't you do that in today's day and age? What, because they're not good enough? Well, get better players then.
Fair enough. That is a very good answer. I wanted to say something. Yeah, when I said men, I didn't mean. When I said men, I meant adults. Like they're if you know the saying, if you're good enough, you're old enough. Yeah. So like I meant, these are grown ass people who have consented to playing games for this club, and they know what that means. They know what the club represents. They know about the history behind the crest. So they should know the expectations. Tyrone, what do you think?
Honestly, I agree with some of what Sean said, but like think about like they are getting paid a lot. And I understand that they're footballers and they're human beings, right? And they need their certain amount of rest before they can perform at their best abilities, right? But I don't see why it's a big deal now, all of a sudden now. Just because of the pandemic, this is why they want to speak out about it. Because before, when it wasn't, no one was talking about this really and truly. No one was talking about, oh, we can't play this there, we have to play that there, our players are tired, blah, blah. I understand, but as Sean said, you do have a bench of players and the squad depth to replace any of those players who can't keep up with the whole drain. Yes, some players can't keep up with, I can't play a match Tuesday, then play a match Saturday, If they don't have the stamina for that, there always should be a better replacement for them to play that one match if they can't. And they can be on bench, and if they need to come on, they can come on. So really and truly, I don't see the big issue with it, but they shouldn't really be complaining. I don't see how it's a big deal for the problem between it. But they're footballers and they're professional athletes. So everyone, female and men, should be able to be capable of playing it, because most of the time, like as I said, like keepers, I don't see what keepers need to worry about, because they're only standing and jumping and stuff. So yeah, I'm not trying to get out that people can't get their rest, but I'm just saying, like, I don't agree why they're on it all of a sudden, but I understand where they're coming from. They want to rest players so they can have their best every time. But as Sean said, you basically have players on the bench that are good enough to replace the players you take off. So if you don't have that, then that's you. That sounds like a you problem, not really and truly. If you take off your best striker, your other striker should be able to do the same job. No, it's great, but if he was injured and he had his time, he should be scoring goals too. So that's what I'm just saying. I just feel like it's a club problem more than a blaming broker. Don't get me wrong, it would be kind of bad if someone played on Wednesday and they have to play Saturday. Don't get me wrong, that's a bit peak, because they have to do training in between. But I know what I'm saying, but for them to be complaining like, oh, they played on Tuesday night and playing on Saturday, bro, they have enough time to train and rest and eat and do what they need to do. Because I technically in school did sports every day for 5 days in a row, and I'm okay. So I don't see what's wrong with them doing Tuesday then Saturday. So I don't see the problem. So yeah, it's just their problem. It's a club problem, not a TV broadcast problem. So that's what I'm saying. That's me.
I think you're right. A lot of the issue has been brought out by the pandemic. It's really exposed a lot of frailties that squads have, whether it's COVID, injuries, isolation. You've seen it in the forms of teams. They've just not been able to get the ball rolling. There have been a lot of injuries this season, and I definitely think COVID's got a big part to play in the complaint right now. Another thing is that the Champions League is allowing 5 subs in games, and the Premier League is not. And as far as I understand, I think the other European leagues are actually allowing 5 subs per match.
Yeah, because our clubs said no, because they voted on it, and all our clubs said, most of the clubs said no. I don't know why they said it, but I just feel like it's just the mid-table to bottom teams don't want the top guys to be always powerful, so they have a chance of grabbing points. I just feel that's what they try to pull right there, but. Honestly,
I feel like it's working though. Like,
don't get me wrong.
Look at Villa, look at Everton.
Look what happened to Liverpool's injury list. It's kind of peak. I feel bad for them. I don't, because we're United fans, they don't really feel bad for. But I feel bad in terms of how many players they got injured. And don't get me wrong, COVID's another one, because COVID can take out one of your players for 2 weeks, and it's kind of like, ouch. That's like if you're in a top team, that's like 4 games missing. Then you can't train with the squad, so you're a bit out of touch. So you have to train another couple. So you could miss like 6 matches just for COVID alone. So that's what I'm just trying to say. It's unfortunate when they're doing it because if people get corona. Don't get me wrong, I understand that why not, but it's kind of peak on other teams, like the top teams that are doing it. Because you don't see the little teams complaining because they only have to worry about Premiership. But I understand why they're worried because, as I said, maybe injuries do come up because these guys play a lot and the body doesn't get enough time to recuperate. Yeah, maybe just like in average, maybe we'll say, not saying they are, but we'll say if you play Rashford too early, back to back, he may pull a hamstring. Or, so some clubs may have that thing where, if we keep playing this guy, his ankle's going to get worse. It doesn't have time to heal up,
But Ollie addressed that in one of the post-match interviews. Someone asked about whether or not Bruno is going to be fit enough to be playing all these games constantly.
Yeah.
And his immediate answer was, well, I'll just bench him then. I'll sub him off.
Yeah,
and
that's what I mean.
If that's your immediate answer without even thinking about it, where did the complaints come from in the first place?
Oh, you see what I'm trying to say?
Because if you're like, oh yeah, no, it's not a problem. I can just sub him off at the 60th minute.
Yeah, come on.
So why is it that you have an issue with fitness?
You see what I mean?
If you're so willing to sub off your best player at the 60th minute, then surely you can sub off other players as well.
You see? And in Champions League, it's not a problem. 5 subs, you can change all the players that need to come off. Midfielders, strikers. Not every striker needs to come off because strikers don't run all the time. So I'm just saying, for them to complain is you don't really need to complain. It's kind of a club problem now because in Champions League, you could easily put out a team that's not really your main team. And if something's worried, if you're worried about someone, you can put on to your first team players and be like, yeah, we can do it. But I don't feel like it should be a whole TV broadcasting problem when it's basically a club problem too. If your club ain't doing the job, then I don't see what the problem is about players' fitness and stuff. But
if it's that much of a problem, send them back to Conference League. Let them play one match a week. They'll be fine, innit?
Yeah. Honestly, honestly, I won't feel anything unless a player comes out and with a full-on and explain to me why it's bad. If the players came out and said it, maybe I get a better understanding. But the way how the managers are doing it, it's kind of like, are you guys saying it on your point of view or you're saying it for the players' point of view? Because they have voices too. I'd rather hear Rashford come and say, you know what? The whole playing matches back to back is actually not okay for us, Or if Bruno comes out and just says, "Don't get me wrong, the matches are a bit taking toll to us and blah blah blah," then I have more understanding about it. But now the way how the managers are making it, it just sounds like excuses from everyone if they do bad. Oh, we didn't get enough rest, that's why we lost 5-0. No, we had players bitch the bin on. Still don't see why it's a broadcasting problem.
Yeah, it's one of those big debates. Obviously, good points for both sides, and there's a lot to think about. Klopp came into Liverpool 5 years ago, and he complained about the winter fixtures list. I think we got a 2-week winter break out of it, so this might be something that actually causes a change in the way the European games happen. Let us know what you think watching this video. Have your say. Do you think that there is merit to what Ollie and Jurgen are saying? To too many fixtures in a short time. We have seen some notable names get injured, like Luke Shaw, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk. Or do you think they are, they're grown-ups, they're footballers, they should be used to playing 2 games a week? It is more or less standard when you're a top 4 club.
Yeah,
let us know. All right. Well, we roll on to a new week. Hopefully, we flatten PSG, and our game against West Ham is away, so that shall be interesting. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Red Devils Advoc and on Instagram RD Advocate. Those links will be in the description. And like this video, give us a subscribe, and we'll be eternally grateful. We would love all of that support. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night. Take care. Stay safe.